Entitled mother tries to steal my grandfather's cat and gets arrested. Some context. Hello, Reddit. This is my first story on this subreddit, but I have many more. This happened a month ago, but the thought of it scares me. My grandmother died before I was born and left my grandfather lonely. He had 3 sons, bro 1, bro 2, bro 3, my dad. My dad was the youngest of them. His sons helped him out and he moved out of the family house and into a small mobile home. 10 years later, Bro 2 had gone through a divorce and moved in with him. He suddenly died from liver issues. My grandfather was now severely depressed and lonely. My dad got an idea. He thought, why not get him a pet to keep him company? He later found out that one of his neighbor's cats had kittens. Her cat had 4 kittens. She kept 1 kitten and gave the others to people who wanted them once they were at an appropriate age. After that, he asked her for one of the kittens, and she said yes. It was confirmed that he will get a cat. In December of 2019, we brought him his furry baby. The cat and him are so cute, as if the cat understands English when he is talking. We named him Charlie. During the summer of the pandemic, he was let outside by little by little. We let him explore the neighborhood. Characters: me, grandfather, Gramps, entitled mother, EM, entitled kid, EK, police officer, Po 1, police officer 2, Po 2. Now to the story. That day I asked my dad if we can see Gramps and Charlie. He said yes and dropped me off. He had to go to work. He was working on a Saturday because one of his coworkers was on vacation. We are getting a cat soon. My dad left and I went inside. Gramps and I let the cat outside, then sat on the porch. We were having a conversation about what his life was like in the 40s. The cat is laying down on the grass facing the street. We hear 2 people walking. They walked closer to the driveway. In comes entitled mom and entitled kid. EK, Kitty! He points to Charlie. The kid was like 8. Gramps, hi, you can pet the cat, but you need to put on a mask. My Gramps is high risk. Well, we don't have them. Can we still pet it? Hi, my Gramps is 83 and is high risk. So if you don't have a mask, then we need you to leave because a lot of people are high risk and you need permission to be here. Shut up! Don't talk to your elders like that. She was in her 30s. EM, kid, you can pet the cat. Gramps, Gramps said, ma'am, you need to leave now or I'll call the police. Entitled mom. EK, take the cat. It's your reward to having deal with these assholes. Me, what the fuck? Give Charlie back. Charlie manages to get out of the entitled kid's arms, hisses at him, and runs inside. I walk to the entitled mother. Me, you can't just steal other people's cats. Mommy, I want the kitty. The entitled kid starts crying. Okay, I highly doubt this is true because the next line will continue, but I highly doubt the story is true because the next line is, entitled mother kicked and pushed me to the cement. Yeah, give me the fucking cat now or I'll call the police. Gramps, oh, you won't need to. I already called them and I have your picture. No need to run. Also, don't kick my grandson or I will F you up. EK runs to his mother and hides behind her. She stood there with a poo-eating grin, and 5 minutes later, the police came. Now, what's the issue? EM cuts him off and smugly says, these 2 trespassed onto our property and stole our cat. Police officer 2. What's your side? He asked Gramps. Well, I have a video if that helps. EM, entitled mother's grin turns into a red face. Me. Yeah, she also kicked and punched me. I show him the marks and he looks back at the video. Police officer 1. Entitled mother, put your hands up. You are arrested for assaulting a minor, attempted robbery, and trespassing. The father of the kid, the father of the kid comes to pick him up and glares at us. Do you want to press charges? Gramps reply with a yes. My dad comes and Charlie is now scared of the front yard. If you are reading this, F off. I will edit if anything changes. Okay, so I highly doubt that was true. Because, why would... Okay, Karen's maybe this unreasonable, but I've never seen a Karen just start assaulting a minor. But, okay, next story. Entitled mother steals a shopping cart used by employees to store cleaning supplies and masks. Firstly, I wanted to be honest and let you guys know that I did post this on another r/back in late 2020. And the story happened back in August of that year. I also edited it slightly from the original post because I noticed a lot of grammatical errors and sounding words that I felt were unnecessary. But the whole story itself was absolutely true. So let's meet the star-studded cast. Me, the unfortunate 21-year-old guy. Entitled mother / grandmother. CW equals co-worker. Didn't say much, but she was part of the story. M equals the manager. So the story starts out with me being tasked with standing outside the grocery store, greeting customers, counting the ones who came in and out on a tablet, and offering sanitizer and masks to anyone who needs it. We always make sure that nobody comes in with a mask and that all be... Okay, we always make sure that nobody comes in with a mask. Okay, first grammatical error. I hope it's a grammatical error. And that all people have clean carts to use. The grocery store I work at uses one of the small grocery carts to carry the tablet. Spray bottles, towels, boxes of masks, and containers of sanitizer. And usually those carts are reserved for the elderly. But in this case, it made it easier for workers like me to carry everything. So it was around 12 p.m., 5 hours into my shift. And so far, everyone is wearing a mask. And those who forgot, they just humbly ask for one to wear. People make sure that their carts are clean, and everyone just seems to be responsible and civil. That all changed when a 70-year-old woman shuffled over to me and said the following. "Excuse me, sir." "Yes, how can I help you, miss?" "Can I have one of those little carts?" Me, looking over to the cart sections next to me and seeing more. None. Me, looking over to the cart sections next to me and seeing none. "I'm sorry, miss, but it doesn't seem like there is any at this moment." Sorry, I'm doing the entitled Karen voice. "Probably because they are in the parking lot or being used by people in the store. Maybe if you can wait a little bit what about this one?" She points to the one next to me that I'm using for cleaning stuff and masks. "I'm sorry, miss, that's for us grocery store workers to use." "Well, you don't seem to be using it." "The store has been using it for cleaning supplies and masks. We can't give that one away." "Well, that's selfish of you. Don't you realize there are elderly people like me who can use this? We can't be pushing those heavy carts. Those can kill us. I need that little cart now." "I'm sorry, miss, but I can't give it to you. I could check to see if there's anyone's inside the store." The entitled mother stopped for a second and then complied. So I asked the coworkers passing by if she could quickly watch the cart for a second while I went inside and looked inside. And she was okay with it. This was a huge mistake. I jogged into the store for around 30 seconds looking for any little carts, and as I passed the checkout counters, I passed by my manager, who asked what I was doing. I explained the situation, and she was telling me that she may have seen someone with a little cart who was about to leave. When a huge metallic thud rang throughout the air, I told my manager to hold on, and I ran back outside, only to see that the little cart had been flipped over, and all the stuff inside, including the cleaning stuff, tablet, towels, and masks, were all dumped onto the floor. There's a huge mess. It turns out that once I left the entitled mother, once I left, the entitled mother kept asking for the coworker for the cart. She said no. She then decided to push the coworker and flip the cart to empty the contents, so she could use it. The coworker was shocked and didn't know what to do. Me running out confronting the lady. "What are you doing?" Entitled mother. "I need this cart, and you're our selfish who won't let me use it. I told you. This cart was for us workers to use." Yelling. Entitled mom yelling. "I'm a 70-year-old woman. I also happen to be a mother and grandmother." Why she needed to mention that she was a mother and a grandmother, I have no idea. But now I could confirm that she was an entitled parent. I deserve to have this little cart, and it's not fair that you I have no idea what it's censoring there, but I'm guessing it's the mental disability that begins with an R. Okay. It's not fair that you're a mental disability. Yep, she actually said that. Kids get to keep all the pleasures for herself, and we get nothing, especially during this pandemic. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be doing my shopping now. She proceeds to flip the cart back over on its wheels and enter the store like nothing happened. And now, by a small crowd of onlookers had gathered, who just shocked and disgusted with her behavior. I promise I'm reading every single, word by word of this. She, shocked and by now a small crowd of onlookers had gathered, who just shocked and disgusted with her behavior. I also, along with my coworker, were just speechless as we looked at the spilled sanitizer and tainted masks and towels scattered all over the floor. Then my manager showed up. Apparently, she followed me shortly after I left, and she witnessed part of the craziness. She stormed over to the woman and demanded that she leave the store, but the woman wasn't having it. I could mostly hear their elevated argument in the store as we cleaned up the mess. Hey, manager. Hey, you need to leave the store now, entitled mother. Why? What did I do? Manager. You just dumped this cart of its contents. Did he, pointing at me, tell you that it was for employees only? He did, but he, along with that girl, were being selfish, and and not being mindful of the elderly. Considering we're in a pandemic, I deserve this cart because I'm 70. So yes, I did have to push that stupid out of the way to get this little cart. I needed it and deserved it. Look, ma'am, I don't care if you're 130. You stole this cart forcefully, and you just admitted to pushing an employee. Now, please leave, or else I'm calling the police. Yeah, I'm growling. Fine, I will, and I won't be back. This place is nothing but horrible people anyways. She then proceeded to thrust the little cart into a table of baked goods, knocking it over, and she stormed out and past the crowd of onlookers. My manager looked like she was literally close to blowing up on her again, but she took some deep breaths and kept her composure. The crowd of people took a lot of pity on us, including some nice elderly people who thought she was a real jerk, and some of the people offered to help clean up the spill, but I politely declined since me and the co-worker were almost done cleaning up. I also made sure that the co-worker was okay, as well as my manager. Though the latter was still very visibly breathing through her nose, so I left her alone for a bit. In the end, from that I've heard, the woman was banned from the store, and my manager decided to order a sign for the little cart that said, for employees only, as well as adding some dividers in the cart. Sorry, the screen just flipped. As well as adding some dividers in the cart so that nobody but employees can use it. I still worked that post at times, so thankfully I didn't have any crazy experiences quite like that regarding this little cardigan. It's just crazy how people can be so stubborn and heartless, especially during this pandemic. Okay, a few grammatical errors, but it's slightly better than the last one. I'm afraid that is all I have for you guys today, and goodbye.